This is a ZZ plant, and in today's video, I'm going to share with you step by step how to successfully water propagate this super easy to grow popular plant from cutting. But before we get to propagating, let's talk a little bit about what makes the ZZ plant so special. This plant, also known by its scientific name Zamioculcas Zamiifolia, is a tropical plant native to Africa. It's really known for its shiny, dark green leaves that are thick and waxy, and besides its beauty, one of the most attractive features of the ZZ plant is its drought tolerance and ability to thrive in low light conditions. If you look around, you can see them almost anywhere, from a hotel lobby, office space, or even in restaurants. And the reason for this is that interior-scapers know they're resilient. They require less maintenance since they won't have to water them as often, and most importantly, they're very forgiving. So if they forget to water one, it usually won't die, even if they don't receive water for a few weeks. And I want to show you here the reason they're so drought tolerant. And it's because of these things here that look like potatoes. These are called rhizomes. They allow the plant to survive off of the water stored within when the soil goes dry. So a ZZ, it's pretty tough to kill unless you expose it to its kryptonite, which when planted in soil is too much water, which is the #1 reason new plant parents fail with this plant. After you transplant this cutting from water to soil, which you'll have to do if you want it to survive long term, I recommend when it's in soil to only water after the soil has gone 100% dry and not a minute sooner. This will help keep them happy and thriving. So enough about the details, let's get to propagating. So we start by grabbing our plant and looking for the perfect cutting. When I look to take a cutting, I look for one that'll give me about 3 to 4 sets of leaves, and that when removed from the plant, won't ruin the existing plant by making it look lopsided. So let's look around, and I think I found one. So we'll make the cut just below the 4th set of leaves, and we'll make the cut just below this node. If you don't know, the node is the area where the leaf meets the stem, or in the case of a ZZ, the rachis. But before we make that cut, we need to do one thing, and that's sterilize our pruners. We can do this by taking a small spray bottle and filling it with rubbing alcohol, and then spraying the pruners and wiping it off with a napkin or a cotton swab. Just be careful not to cut yourself. Sterilizing the pruners reduces the possibility of spreading a pathogen from one plant to another. So back to the plant. Let's make this cut just below the node at a 45-degree angle to allow for the most rooting area on this cutting. Just like this. And now we'll remove a few leaves from the bottom of the cutting to make sure our cutting can sit right in the bottle and have at least one node submerged in the water. And now onto the bottle. Hey, everybody's got a messy spot in their house, so don't judge. We're gonna fill the bottle with water. I use regular tap water and ZZs really don't seem to mind it. And I fill it to about where at least one node will be submerged. Now let's take our cutting and we're gonna dip it in the rooting hormone. But before we do, let's not dip it in the container, but rather pour a little bit out on a napkin and then dip the cutting in the powder on the napkin, and we'll discard the excess powder that was left over. Again, we're doing this to prevent the spread of disease. Now just take the cutting and place it in the water. And it's that easy. At this point, make sure that at least 1 to 2 nodes are submerged in the water and place it in an area with medium to bright indirect light, but not direct. This could be sunlight or grow lights. I keep mine under grow lights about 7 to 8 inches away from the lights. Give it a few weeks and we'll start to see roots. Let's fast forward and see the results. This is about 2 months growth in my environment. To care for it, I change the water every 4 to 6 days by tossing out the old water and adding fresh room temperature water. Again, if you have decent quality tap water, you can use that. And at this point, I've started to add some fertilizer by topping off the bottle with my usual fertilizer, once or twice a month when I fertilize the rest of my plants. Eventually, I'll replant this cutting to soil to keep it growing, and I should probably be doing that pretty soon. When I do, I'll share that with you. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please like and subscribe to my channel so you can get more growing tips, and I appreciate the support ahead of time. Also, if you have any questions, please ask in the comment section. Look forward to seeing you in my next video.